Welcome to the ESU-2400 upgrade training video. We will be updating our ESU-2400. I have the cursor turned on so you can see what buttons I am pushing. We will start from the main screen and select the System Tools. From the System Tools menu, we will select System Version and Updates. This screen will show us the current software versions that we are running. There are actually 3 updates that we will be applying. So we will push the update button. This screen now shows us that we can select to update from the FTP site or from a flash disk. So this video we will be using the FTP update. We will do another video for updating from a flash drive. So we can see with the network, we do have a network connection. We can get to the internet, and also we can get to the FTP server. There are some IT departments that do not allow FTP access, so you may have yes, yes, and no here. In that case, you will need to use the other video and download the update files and then update from a flash disk. But in this condition, we do have access to the firmware server, so we will then push the update button, and the 2400 just contacted the FTP site and searched for update files. It's showing us that we have 3 updates that are available to the firmware, the software, and the operating system. So we will go ahead and perform those updates. You can see the first file updated very quickly. That was the firmware. Now it is downloading the software. This one is 11 megabytes, a little over, and the operating system is just over 30 megabytes. So I won't bore you with watching the download progress. This should be completed in a few minutes. I'm going to pause the video and return when it is complete. So now you can see that we are downloading the operating system file. It is almost complete with the download. Once the download is complete, it will begin applying the update files to the ESU-2400. So now it is updating the firmware. First it has to erase the flash, and then it will apply the new file to the firmware microprocessor. And again, this will take a little while. Once this is done, it will then update the software. It will make a backup of the software and then install the new software version. And then it will do the same thing with the operating system. So again, I won't bore you with watching these progress bars. I'm going to pause the video and return when it is almost complete with the operating system update. One note I would like to make, when it's updating the firmware, the screen will go blank briefly. The firmware microcontroller is in charge of the backlight for the LCD. So as the new firmware is applied to the microcontroller, it will reboot, and then the backlight will briefly flicker black and come back, and the fans will also briefly change state. Now we can see that it's updating the software. First it backs up the file, the current file, in case you want to go back. Now it is applying the new file that we downloaded from the FTP server. And here it is doing the same to the operating system. This one is 35 megabytes roughly. So again, it takes a little bit longer than the other files. Right now it's doing a backup copy. And then it will save the new file and be ready for rebooting. Here we are at the end of the operating system update. When this is complete, the system will need to be rebooted. Here we have a message telling us that we need to reboot. One important note is that now the software update is complete. When we reboot, we will need to recalibrate the touchscreen. That is very important because the touchscreen calibration can change when we update the operating system. And so when you reboot, it is very important to run the touchscreen calibration. And so I will return again. When this reboots, I won't bore you with the reboot process, but we will click this button and the reboot will occur automatically. So now our system has rebooted, and again it is showing us that we need to perform the touchscreen. So you can't actually see my finger here, but you can see I will be pressing the targets on the screen to perform the calibration. And there it's 4-point calibration. I have completed the calibration, and now we are back at the main screen of the ESU-2400. We can press on the title button here, and we can see that we have the new versions loaded for the firmware, the software, and the operating system. Now our updates are complete, and we are ready to enjoy the new features of our ESU-2400. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has helped.